Happy Monday, people. Just out getting the dog walk this morning before I head back indoors to the Pain Cave to take on stage 3 of the TugaZ Tour. This is the Syco-list. Let's get on with it. So here we go, race pens for the start of the stage 3 of the TugaZ Tour Series. Started off with 20 riders in my pen, but obviously being a mass start, as soon as we leave those race pens, there's 110 in the field, so all mixed up again, but we've just got to try and hold those wheels. There has been some talk about adding into your name the category that you're riding in. So I've done that with mine. I've put TZB, so it's just a case of looking around me to see who's got that in their name, if people have done it or not, and also keep an eye on the green dots, which is very hard when you're a massive blob of 111 riders. On my other screen in the Pain Cave, I'm using Source again, trying to identify riders in my category that are racing in this one with me to try and just give me an insight of who I'm actually racing against. But as this is a mass start, I was expecting it to be quite fast. But for all of you out there that are doing the WTRL race series at the moment, you'll like this one because this is tomorrow's team time trial course, the triple loops, which is 22.4 miles in length. Takes in Fuego flats, Volcano flats, and the classic flats route as well. So diving into this one, just trying to hold the wheels and see where the competition is. Legs are feeling a bit tired after yesterday as well, so we just see how we get on with this one. So having done the recon of this course last week for the WTRL and obviously racing it tomorrow night, I'm pretty confident that I know this course fairly well. I know the bits where it's probably going to break up and that, and one of those is going to be at the end of this Fuego flats as we make the climb up into the woods. So just know that I've got to try and hold myself there, try and hold some of these A riders in the category above me as we've all blended in together. So positioning on the screen I'm not too worried about, because obviously that doesn't come down to what I can see on the other screen within my own race. But hopefully when things settle down and we separate into our own groups, hopefully the difference within the categories will show. Fingers crossed anyway. Having seen these races be a mass start, definitely not enjoying the new Zwift racing score system. I preferred the old A, B, C and D categories. Seemed a lot easier, because looking at people's Zwift racing scores, some of the people in my category in this race are actually the old category A riders. So they can clearly put out more watts per kilo in that than us old class B riders. But Zwift racing scores here, so it's just a change I'm going to have to deal with. Just means I've got to push harder and use these sessions like I am as training sessions, so trying to get good power figures for what I can. Obviously working at the moment on tired legs, so I've just got to do what I can, stay with this pack as long as I can, and then just rely on the other screen data to see where I am actually in my own category race. So one of those little bits I was on about where it might break up is just about to come up shortly. So this is the bit here which I think is going to break up on. It's going to be a slight climb out of the desert up onto the woods, this is an area definitely tomorrow in the team time trial that you've got to make sure your teammates are still with you when you start this climb, because this little ramp up here could break up your team time trial tomorrow, just as it's breaking up our race here. You can see that I'm putting out over 300 watts, 400 watts at times, just try and hold these wheels as we go up over the top of this one. And as you see, as we start the descent down the other side, I fall away from this group. Clearly a lot of those in that front group are A riders, or the higher category Zwift Racing Score riders now. So I've just got to find my group and sit in with that now. There's a couple of riders ahead of me in my category. I think there's 3 or 4 looking at the source data in front of me on the other screen. I think there's 3 or 4 down the road that I'm not going to catch up with. I try a couple of little digs here to get across to a couple of the groups in front, like this one here, just try and move across, because there's a couple of riders here that I was hoping to get across to because they're on their own, and if they try and bridge to that bigger group, I was going to try and go with them. So I put the effort in. Nobody's really come with me from the group behind, so I'm sort of in no man's land at the moment, just waiting to see what happens. But whilst we're in these tunnels, I know that when we come out the other side, we're going to take a right hand turn and go back through another tunnel. So we'll just see how we get on, and if I can close that gap, that'd be great. If not, then I'll have to see what's around me and just sit in with a group and try and get some draft and recovery done. So as we head out of the rise here, out of the tunnels, and make our way now towards downtown Watopia, I'm in a group of about 5 or 6 riders now, sort of working together or taking it in turns. There's quite a few riders from the team that have organised this tour series, so they're probably going to work together. There's a few other riders that are just individual riders with no teammates as well, so gonna see who wants to work, see who's willing to put the effort in as we go into downtown Watopia now. Come out the other side, we're gonna have the short rise out of downtown Watopia before we hit the S's for the first time. So this group's got a little bit bigger, definitely more than 4 or 5 riders there now. But like I said, just sit in the wheels, see what I can do, and if we can break this group up and make it a bit smaller in a little while, we'll try and do that. So this is the start of the S's for the first time, little up and down ramps all the way through here. So just got to rest on the downs and kick on the ups basically. That's what I plan to do here, follow the wheels and just sit in where I can. There's no point in being on the front and getting no draft benefit, so I'm just tucked in, out the saddle, kick up over the top, sit back down, chill. That was the plan on those S's. So this will take us back down in towards the Roman villas now. Over the bridge in towards the Roman villas. Just as we come through the other side, we'll head out towards the volcano. But yeah, just sitting in this group, not a lot really happening. Nobody's really making a move, and if anyone does make a move, just trying to close it down and shut it off. So there's a few of us in this group that are in the same race. I've worked out on the other screen I could probably get a top 10 category finish. Looking at the data on source and the data available on the Zwift Power as well, so there's something to work for. I've noticed here there's a few riders 24 seconds away from us down the road that are in our category, and I was just going to try and see if we can get this group to work a bit. So I've tried to push off the front and try and challenge and just see if anyone wants to make an effort or a move, but nothing's really happening. Nobody's really taking the bait of me trying to go off the front. So, but if anyone does, somebody there is just going off the front now. So I'm just straight away just closing it down, just following the wheels, because if they decide to go, I don't want to be having to chase it or bridge across. So just following it, just staying with them, seeing what's happening, and not letting anything make a move or go away. I know in a minute there's going to be a short kick up towards the volcano. I'm going to sort of loop back on ourselves, going to take a right bend round, loop back on ourselves, then kick left again in a minute. So chase that down, back in now, sit in those wheels again, recover. Just coming through the volcano here, someone's made a move off the front. I was a bit hesitant to follow it because he's not in my category, but then I thought if he's going to make a move to try and go off the front, I'll close him down and see if he'll work with me. But he literally had sat up, so I got there and he wasn't doing anything, and then somebody else has come through, so jumped on that one as well. But it's just like people are jumping through and then sitting up when they come through the front. Nobody's really sort of trying to take that effort on and move it on. I haven't been brave enough to go off the front on my own at the moment. I'll probably give it a go with a couple of miles to go, see what the group's doing and see if I can get away then. But at the moment, happy as we come back towards the S's for the second time now. The down and up lumps as we roll through these. So we've just come back through the Roman villas, now taking a left out towards the tunnel again to go back under the water before we pop out the other side to take the final right hand turn back onto the desert flats and head back to the finish on Fuego flats. So just pushing through here, sitting in this group, got the down into the tunnel and then the rise out the other side. It's fairly flat. The last kick is going to be the rise out this tunnel at the far end, and from there it's a slight false flat onto the desert and then a flat finish. It's got coming up to 2 miles left now. Average power for this one at the moment, 274 watts. Not too bad. I was hoping it to be slightly higher because it's a fairly rolling course, but it's not today. Not got it in the legs. Somebody there's just gone off the front. Nobody in the group was willing to chase it down. I don't think he's one of the categories in our race anyway, so I've not made the effort to jump on that. I'm probably going to make my effort in a little while and just see if I can get away or not. Or just try and break this group up as best I can, but sort of in two minds when to do it. I didn't know whether to do it as we hit like the sprint segment of Fuega Flats or do it earlier, because I'm not a massive sprinter, so I'd rather go harder for longer in this one. But still weighing it up. I've drifted to the back here purposely to get the draft as I come through. So a mile to go now. So I'm out the saddle, making a move across here, follow those wheels, close that down, and then I'm just going to attack. I'm just going to go 0.7 of a mile to go. I'm on the pedals, over 500 watts at times there, just pushing it through. I know that in a minute we're going to take a right hand turn, which will be the Fuega Flats sprint segment, which will take us to the arch to finish. But as you can see, a few riders have come with me, they've sat on and come with me, but we've put about 3 seconds in the rest of that group that I was with. So this is just a battle now to get to the line between us, which we've done. So the results on this one, 277 watts average, 3.5 watts per kilo, showing 11th on the... Well, there you go then, stage 3 complete in the tour. It's a rest day tomorrow from the tour, but I've got WTRL team time trial. Just a heads up, the course I've just ridden there for stage 3 is the course for tomorrow's team time trial. So have a look through that one. Remember, if you've liked this video, please click that like button, click the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.